All right, y'all let me know. Sister, what's the coming sign of the word of God? Amen.
Amen.
Give her a hand as she comes. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Truly, we are thankful in the house of the Lord. Coming forth with the word, but I have to tell you, I thought as we're going through Sunday school, I had to laugh out loud because what I was asking the Lord, what I was going to speak on, and then he said, just keep praying and studying. And I mean, I was going from one book to another. What is he carrying me? You know? And he said, what I told you. You just study. When it's time, he said, I'll tell you what to say. You just open your mouth. Yeah. So, dear Heavenly Father, we come acknowledging that you got all power in your hand. And we know can't nobody do us like you. Lord, we come and say, let us hear what the Spirit say to the church. Let us decrease and you increase so that we can have the increase on the body, Lord Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for everything. Everything. Oh, thank you for looking beyond our faults and giving our needs. Now, as we go into your word, let us hear nothing but your word, Lord. Lord, we want to hear just what you said. Yeah. So it might not be reading it like you said, but make sure we're doing what you said. It ain't enough to just hear it, but we need to be doing it. And we ask this in the name of the Father, the Son, and the precious Holy Spirit. When I heard the lesson coming forward talk about faith, I thought about God is calling his church out. We are not equipped. We say we know the word, but we're not doing it. We'll change it up so it'll fit how we want to do it. When I heard the pastor ask me to encourage some words, I told him, I don't mind the encouraging words, but I always said, I ain't called for that. And God said, I call. Sometimes you work through people, most of the time. And when he called, it's not what people think. You know how we say, oh, I'm not qualified for that. He knows that. But he said, whatever he called, he equips. All right. We try to put things in place like we want, and then when something happens, oh, where are we going to go now? I want to keep it in mind, no matter what goes or what comes, come back to him for the answer. It was so much in the Sunday school lesson. I said, keep going. Keep going. But we got time set aside for certain things. But when God said, just speak it. They going to be talking about, oh, you said what I supposed to say. If you supposed to say it, God's going to allow you to say it. You just go ahead. Don't worry about what other. He gave that person that to say, but he also gave it to you to say. And you don't stop because someone got to get up and say a testimony. Oh, well, they said he woke me up this morning. They said, but he did it for you too. So your testimony is the same. I mean, if you get up, he said, and what I really wanted to get into was, God let me know all of us are different. That's true. And he gave all of us a purpose. Right. And you're not supposed to be trying to do this person's purpose. You're supposed to be doing your purpose. He calling the church out. Calling the church out. And no matter what, when we read and we hear, that word is to you for your purpose. Don't try to give somebody else that. So he said, whatever I tell you to do, you do it. He said he let us know we in the world, but we're not a part of it. And the reason is because we get our stuff on spiritual realm. Earthly, you're here. You definitely got to live in this here part that we call earthly, but you ain't got to be part of their sin or going against God's word. And God don't call us out from that. So when he said, I want you to know you're representing me. You know, when you represent someone, you got to know something about him. To know something about him, this is only instruction you have to go to, your Bible. So he was saying the church is called out, but you got to get to know me. We usually read something and then we watching to see what other people are doing. That's not how he's telling us to do. He said, follow me as long as I follow Christ. But if you look and see something that's going, you're not supposed to be going there. So I said to no, but they got a program, and they want you to do this and that. And he said, if I tell you to pray, you better pray. All right. If I tell you to sing, you better sing. Why the church don't got so? Because they got a program of their own. I heard sis talking about the camera, and I said to myself, yeah, God got a camera on. You know, and we doing some things that ought not be done. So I said to myself, but you know they come from training. I haven't really gotten used to the camera. I be jumping all over because, like I said, I want to follow what God said. If the camera catch me, then I know God don't call me. It's not where God wants me. He let me know I do come short. Yeah, I do. Every one of you going to.
Yeah. All right.
He said, that's Bible.
That's right.
So I'm not the type that, and like I said, I went through a lot of scripture, and God's given me sometimes one scripture, and I'm 30 minutes on, oh, I gotta get off this. But if he just give you that, and you just do what he gives you, they say, oh, you forgot this. God said, no. If I'm leading you, you ain't forgot nothing. I done gave it to them and say, and they trying to tell you to do it. I thank God, you know, because I'm leaning totally on this word, and I know who woke me up this morning.
All right.
And we're going to go, the first thing he said, you must believe.
Right.
Okay? And so he said, what? I believe in what? Do I believe in the pastor? He take us straight to the word. And he said, you believe what my son did. Everything that we need already been done. What did the son do?
All right.
So this is building your relationship up with Jesus. You're trying to build it up with people, and all, but you got to first start with the one that created everything, and that's Jesus. And he died. He died for you. He didn't do nothing wrong.
All right now.
But he died for us. Everything that we doing, put him on that cross. So you ain't got nothing to brag about.
All right.
So let us know, he said, have faith in God. So faith, we always wanted to know, now faith, well, what that means? Faith means you believe in something you don't even see the results from. Don't we see that every day? You know, this is the God that we serve. He knows we come short. He knows what we need before we get it. So he said, have faith in him. You never seen him.
No, you're right.
That you can build a relationship with him.
You're right.
Till you feel you know him.
Oh, you're right.
And then now, all of a sudden you see the works that God gives you. So I said, Lord, where you want me to start? And he introduced me to my people. But remember, tell them to acknowledge me first before they start doing anything. That's true. So then I said, well, what scripture should I go to? So met him, and I was going all over one scripture after another. And then I said, oh, Lord, I want you to help me. Oh, Lord, I want you to help me. I want you to help me on my journey. I said, help me on my way. I cry, oh, Lord, I want you to help me.
to help me.
Come on and
Help me on my journey.
Oh,
Help me on my way.
I cried,
Oh, Lord,
I want you to help me.
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And I mean, so many things.
Yes, I
too.
do.
But I started hearing the people saying, walk with me, Lord.
Walk with me. All with me.
Guide me, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Nobody can't do it.
Nobody but you,
So
Lord.
sometimes you don't pray and you go into the hymn, you
Yes,
pray
Lord.
again, but you say, nobody can do it like God. And he says to me,
Yes, Lord.
you know,
Yes,
I
Lord.
want you to get in your Bible, Hebrews 13:17. And when I got to Hebrews, the 13th chapter, and I went to the 17th verse, it said, obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourself, for they watch for your soul, as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy, and not with grief.
With grief.
For that is
That is
unprofitable for you.
for
You know, somebody telling you to obey them, and they don't really believe in what they saying, and it's not profitable for you, because you're looking at it ain't working for them.
All right.
And so he wants us to submit to whoever he put over those. That's why the lesson was talking about. Joshua was in charge. So he wanted the people to know. And he will let you know, I put this person in charge.
Y'all will.
Now, if somebody's in charge, they ain't going to do something to kill your soul. They're going to give you the word that can save your soul. They're going to say, watch me. They're going to say, watch God. They're going to say, put all your trust in him. But somebody come to you and they say to you, you can do it on your own. They ain't watching out for your soul. It's important that we stay with the word.
That's right.
So how can you stay with it if you don't study? So I said, Lord, I thank you. You let us know there's a way that seems right, but can lead to where we can be lost. Making it personal. He let us know. He called the church out to believe, but you got to have faith.
Have faith.
You don't understand. Do you know when you sit back and you said, you use all the worldly stuff, and you said, yeah, well, that stove is not working, and I'm just going, they say I can't turn it on. And I said, but if you pray to God and he said, turn that stove on, don't you know that stove won't work? What he said, got to come true. So, well, I hear all the different calamity and things that we be doing, and I found out the Lord said, go to Hebrews 11. And he says, all the things we do, he says, don't you know, if you put faith in that thing, then you looking for that thing to do for you. Well, you don't find out things, like they said, that stove won't come on if there's something wrong with it. But when you turn to faith in God, you don't start the ignition of what his promises is. Because he cannot lie. So I said to myself, okay, you explain to me what faith is, and say, always give a scripture. So 11, 1-6 read, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. You ain't seen God, but you know he coming back. And you know he done died. He done sent his son and he done died. You know it. I mean, I don't care, like I said, don't care what nobody said. You can't take that away from me. So when you step out and you say you stepping out on faith, you ain't going to say, I know it to the end. You're going to know God knows it to the end.
That's
And
right.
he's going to take me through to the end.
To the end.
Otherwise, you're going to be like they said, COVID, then hit, and then you're going to get fearful. That's what calamity do to us. Bring out fear. But if you put your trust in God,
all right,
can't lie. He said he got the whole world in his hand. So whatever we need, yeah, God works. His work gonna be done. But you got to listen. If you want to listen to everything. A lot of things God done gave us an inner man that'll tell us, oh, that ain't right. That inner man talks to you. Outside it looks like, oh, I could skip and jump and run in tops. But when I got ready to do it, that outer man wasn't working. You know, I'm just saying, you don't depend on the wrong thing. Like they said, looks is one thing. When you look at it, you got to come down to where you got to realize faith. It said too, for it, the elder obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the world was framed by the word of God, so that the things which are seen was not made of things which do appear. I mean, it was dark. They said it was dark. No light. Spoke it.
All right.
So it let me know right then when I was thinking about faith, it said, I ain't going to see everything. It ain't going to be just plain. Why did I get COVID? Sin. What did I do? But God paid for it. He sent his son. Paid for it. Why I got COVID? Because you're in the earthly realm.
Exactly.
There is a spiritual realm and there's an earthly realm. When things come to you that's not of God, it's from the earthly realm. Sin will talk. It didn't attack us. It attacked in the earthly realm. That's what Adam and Eve. They weren't in heaven. It was in paradise. But it was attacked there. So he gonna come to us while we here. When we dead, y'all, until God's Son raised us up. But till then, you doing your work now in the earthly realm. That work that you don't, you're gonna be accounted for it. You got to, everything you do in this body, you got to account for it. I looked at how, said, I looked at this and said, through faith, we understand that the world was framed by the word of God. Yeah, go to Genesis. That's where, no, it wasn't like that. It wasn't, but God gave us evidence.
That's
right. Yeah, can't nobody tell me I came from no animal.
Yep, absolutely.
Because when they get through going all their knowledge, all their book knowledge, and all the wisdom, what they say the genius, they got to come back to it and say, well, I don't know. I look at how God allowed, like they said, Chris ain't had the COVID yet, but that ain't gonna say she ain't gonna get it. That's up. It's decided. The decision come from God.
That's right.
Do you know? Going through it, I learned something. It wasn't all about, I had COVID, but something was laid down. Every time they hear Chrissy call, she started using that tissue to get they think she got COVID. God don't want us to have that kind of fear.
Sure
But
don't.
he wants us to use wisdom.
Sure do.
If you get in a crowd, I'm saying, put on your mask. No, mask don't save you. It don't keep you from having COVID. But he wants us to do the things with wisdom. It helps to keep that germ from going in your body. A lot of times she wear mine. We don't have a mask on it then. God said, put the mask on. Then we found out all these people had COVID. And we were sitting up there and I said, oh my God. Because she got low immune system. And found out, they tell me that the disease they had gave her the name G-Joy syndrome. They don't even use that term no more. It's 22QL2. I go, oh, really? Yeah. God knows what she was going through. God knows that, hey, they'll say you got something and end up you don't have it.
Sure will.
Give you medicine. But here it says, you got to have faith in God because the attack don't come. It might not come with money. It might not come with illness. But it gonna come. You got to make a decision. So it says, just remember, have faith in God. The tactics of the devils is to bring fear of I looked at this here and I said to myself, it said, by faith, Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he attained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his guilt, and by it he being dead, yet speaking. By faith Enos was translated, that by should not see death, and was not found, because God has translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony, that he pleased God. When you please God, when I read that, I got so excited, because staying faithful to Christ and not turning back means living a life of faith. Faith is not where you have a wishful thing. It's complete confidence in God. I don't care what come up, you got to rely on faith to answer. Not that you're going to see the answer, but that you believe that God can do it.
That's right. And he can.
When I came in here, all I could think about when I came, I thought I've been here before. 1 or 2. Didn't you know God wrote in his word? Well, 1 or 2 are gathered in my name. I'm in the midst.
Yes.
Yeah, he already knew it's going to come. No, we're going to close the church. No, but God said, by faith, we walk in this house. You don't see the people sitting here, but you don't know. God got a way. He'll take just you to take a message to one, plant a seed, and it go to another one. Plant a seed, and that one seed start multiplying because you doing what God said. Speak the word. So I looked at the seed and I said to myself, oh, we're talking about faith. Okay. All right, God, I thank you. That people did had a lot that said their works did it. And God wanted us to know, you're going to have works, but that don't save you, and that won't give you faith. I can get here and study all I want and trying to do. And I find out I can't do. But when I receive his love, I'm going to try to do this. You're trying to never get it. But believe me, if you show that you love the Lord, you abide in his word, he said you can ask what you want. And that's because of his mercy. It's not that you did so great. But see, God said, what pleases God is faith.
That's it.
And faith in him. Don't try to add nothing else to it.
Right.
I can't sing, but I'm going to do this little faith I got. I'm going to do this little faith. On time, God. Yes, he.
On
time, God.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. You know he may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. I tell you, he got on time,
God.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I used to live at a half.
Yes, he
and
is.
then pretty soon, like I told them, they said, come on, mother, get the next verse. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, mother who? Yeah. I said, praise the Lord. Because I had them got in the service got in me. I came to serve the Lord. And I said, I might not do it like the ones that got the suits on. And, but God said, let me use you.
That's right.
Yeah. When I came out, I was happy. And everybody was talking about how tired they were. I was ready to go for another roll. Yeah. People looking for you to sit down. But you got to keep on.
That's
Not
right.
that you ain't going to have disappointment.
Right.
He let you know. But he said here, I like how he said, the tactics of the devil is to put fear in you. But I gave you word that you have faith in me.
In me.
I like how he went on and let us know as we did that he ain't just said, he gave us examples. Different people right today. We see God brought them through. Now when I heard, I said, oh my goodness. Kobe hitting again? They never went nowhere.
That's true.
I told you he's going to go. And he said, going to grow worse and worse. So my people, he said, my people that are called by my name got to go for by their faith that in me. that you see, because seeing can fool you. You'll try to kill something God don't put in place. Don't worry about what Sister So-and-so I'm doing. Just make sure you do it.
That's right.
That's right. So when you turn that mirror on yourself, you just want to work with the work He done gave you.
Right.
Not that people you think that know the Lord ain't gonna say something out of the way. That's just in us. We forget God said He'll use us. God said He'll direct us. God said, you look at what they did to my son. Not only did they lie on him, they killed him. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, oh, but you know, they know the word. I don't. I can't do what you don't learn from. I got to do what I'm gonna learn.
That's right.
You might know some areas that I don't know.
That's true.
Because He's working on us. Till He come back. I tell you, the devil's a liar and always been.
Always.
So God said, focus on the word of God. Mm-hmm. So often we use our body as an excuse for not doing something that we know that God told us to do or not to do.
Not to do.
The first thing we say, God understands. Our minds have to be renewed by the word of God. I mean, daily. Mm-hmm. Not wait till Sunday, not till Saturday night. Daily.
Daily.
I went to Romans, and I tell you, that told me about my mind. And it was the 12th chapter. I went to Romans, and I'm reading about the mind, and I thought about, Lord, can you tell me something about my deformities? How I'm going to serve you when I don't feel good this morning. My mind ain't together. And I couldn't get away from it, and it said, go to Ephesians. And so I said to myself, boy, it's showing out a lot of scripture. He said, who are you listening to? Now, so the enemy is going to come, and when he comes to take what God already gave you. Let's go to Ephesians, the 4th chapter. And it said 21 to 27. If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Jesus, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on a new man, which is after God is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore put away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Be ye angry and sin not. Let the sun go down before your wrath. It said, neither give place to the devil. And I said to myself, oh, so our physical body and our carnal mind is there. When you born, you come with that. He said, I want you to know it's there, but you can renew your mind. If you're going to serve Christ, you got to have a renewed mind. You can't use the mind that you have when you were born with. You got to renew it. And how do you renew it? With the word. And I said to myself, so all these things, sickness, all these things is coming trying to take us away from Christ, but he has gave us the answer. He said, focus on the word of God. Focus on your relationship with God. Don't let nobody tell you that you can serve God without faith. You need faith in God and what he said, because everything you're not going to see. Let Christ dwell in you, in your heart, by faith. Be rooted and grounded in the word, knowing that you can't do it, but by his Holy Spirit, you're able to. So when I look at this, what's coming forth and what is being said, remember, we have the word. We have the way. God said, love ye one another, it means that you're going to be concerned about one another. You're going to want to help one another. And it ain't in no color. God ain't said nothing about looking at the color. But the life that you live is what you're supposed to be doing on. And when I heard Sister Langus today said about the young man, you never know when God is going to lead you. And that's why he said, be ye prepared. See, sometimes it could be the enemy trying to stop you. But he said, they did it trying to hinder you, but it worked out for your good. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we never see where you don't help somebody, and they say, oh, if you don't know you help somebody, then you know God ain't working in you. Sometimes you don't even know.
That's right.
And come back years later, and they'll make us come in, and you're like, what did I do? You know, if somebody don't come back and say thank you, just know that you're doing what the Lord says, right?
Amen.
Everybody ain't gonna be happy with you. Don't you know people I don't see got so many rules for different things. But if God is leading you, then that's where you want to be. And my mind went back at the end of this. You talk about focus on God and renewing your mind. My mind went back on Deacon Appleby that used to be here. He said to me, God is calling you to teach. You've been here all these years, and then sit back there. I know he called you to teach. And I said to myself, the first part I received, but when he started telling me how long I sit there, you don't know how long it's gonna take God to tell me to move. You know, and my mind readily jumped on that. But he had a wife that she came up to me after he done walked away. She never would correct him in front of, you know, what he done did. She always, as far as I know, she always comes to you after. And she said, you do what the Lord tells you to do. And she walked away. I went home and prayed. And next Sunday, because we get in ourselves, that's what I'm trying to tell you. God will use us and we go a little further instead of staying where God done told us. So next Sunday, he called me up and I went up to teach and we was taught, you pray and study, and then you pray again. And don't stop just for that one study. Continue to read what God done gave you. And he said, if you study my word, you open your mouth, I'll speak. So don't get no fearful. It's going to come, but you got to remember by faith. God said these words, so he going to bring it too. So in a way, I got him in, and he said, oh, you did good, but yeah, you should have did this practical point here, and you should. And I'm looking at him, so when he finished, I said, I thought we was taught according to the word of God. God called you, and he'll equip you. He didn't say every step away, I got to be directed by you. And he said, oh yeah, but I'm trying to tell you. And so I'm standing there, I said, well, I ain't going to teach no more. Because God must have didn't call me. Because he can correct me. People going to try to correct you for what God done told. But you got to make sure you got to communicate with God and do it God's way.
That's it.
So and as you can see, I do realize that God called me.
All right.
And I know for a fact I don't like to read. I don't like to research. But when I start reading His word, I'm going for what I said. Yeah, but so and so do it this way. He said, I tell you to do it that way. You do it the way I'm going to tell you because I know what you need and what's supposed to be coming out of your mouth. They don't know. So it's very important to have a relationship with God so you'll know when we get into our flush, thinking we know. God really does know everything, y'all. And he understands us. So you ain't the only one that been backing up. God calls me, I'm going to go through that. But God has a plan. And most of the time, you'll find out he reveals the plan according to what you need to know. If he give us all of it, our head would
Explode.
It's just so much.
Mm-hmm.
And we always I want to understand it, and He'll give you all you need, but you're trying to get more. Oh, I'm here to tell you, God is calling the church. God has chose who He wants and where He wants. Might not be where, but when you find yourself thinking you know, go back to God, and He'll let you know you don't know half of what you know. And all else He'll say to you, you know, but it ain't the right time. See, there's so much involved in it. He'll say, this person got something to learn. They said, how you look getting a 3-year-old a car? He ain't gonna give you stuff before time. And so I said to myself, every time God uses us, we want to add more to it. If something seems evil to you, don't do it. Because He said, as you think it, you're going to be accountable for what you do. And when you look around and see all God has done for you, you got to rejoice, y'all. Because it's amazing that He kept these doors open. It's amazing that no matter what we go through, He still brings us out. So be ready when He comes.
Oh, be
ready when He comes. Be ready when He comes. He coming again. So